Get those likes up, ladies and gentlemen. Get those likes up, ladies and gentlemen. Clocker's ticking. Last chance to hit those likes. Let's get the party started. Yo ho ho! Ho ho ho! Good morning, guys. What's going on? Bitcoin's still at resistance, and stocks coming up a little bit on the futures. They look pretty good. Can Bitcoin follow? We're not getting the correlation. It's like, hold on, we're gonna jump on it. It's like, guys, it's whenever we want the correlation, Bitcoin tends to kind of do its own thing. Let me just jump onto the charts here. We want correlation. Bitcoin goes sideways when the stocks goes up. We don't want correlation, right? Bitcoin holds while the stock market dumps. I mean, I guess we just go sideways forever at this point. Anyways, what's going on, fellas? We got some stuff to talk about. What's going on? Bathwater, NFT, Scotty, Neil. What's going on, guys? What's going on? We got some interesting stuff to talk about this morning. A lot of stuff to talk about. I mean, there's stuff going on in the stock market charts. On Euro USD, I wanted to bring up, which could point to maybe where Bitcoin gets this top on this. I guess, can you even call this a rally? I don't know. On this slight move up to the upside here. But, we got some cool stuff to talk about. What's going on, Mike? Good to see you, man. Talladega, Drunk Bear. I saw you sleeping this morning, man. Cheers. We got the Ethereum cup. As always, my wife. See, my wife is better than your wife, okay? My wife, your wife, my wife, your wife, all right? So that's all we got today. Anyways, let's jump out of the stream. So where's Bitcoin sitting? Well, Bitcoin's kind of been struggling here at this level. It's gotten 3 hits to the upside and just cannot seem to break this $19,700 level. To the upside, we've came up, we've taken these vector candles looking left, and Bitcoin's kind of just holding this range, right? And it's not really seeing that, big move one way or the other. It's just sitting, going sideways up here at the range, which you could argue is okay at this current point, right? And what we normally don't want to see is a big rise up and then an insta dump right when we come to resistance. What's the big resistance where we're looking at? Well, we zoom out. Obviously, it depends on what chart you're looking at, right? If you're on the Binance chart, if you're on the Coinbase chart, if you're on the Bitcoin index, depends what you're at. But at least on the Binance chart, it seems we are sitting right at that bear market resistance that everyone and their mother's looking at, right? I think everyone and their mother's looking at this resistance, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 touches all the way on the downside, depending on which chart you're looking at. Each chart looks somewhat different, but here we are. We're sitting right here at the resistance again. I feel like the last 4 streams we cop on and we're literally sitting right at that resistance. Palajek said, I have no wife.
Strap up. We're going to the moon.
NFT, what's going on, man? BTC knows stocks are about to go down. It could. They could go down. So Bitcoin's sitting right at resistance. Let's go look at the stock market real quick. So look at the weekly candle in the stock market, man. Look at the weekly candle in the stock market. Right off that 200-week moving average, we've been talking about that. It sort of continues up in a nice fashion here on the weekly. Weekly candle's looking beautiful for now. As always, what do we like to say? The market can do something on Monday and Tuesday, but just be careful for, as always, the midweek reversal coming up on Wednesday. As we've seen this the last couple weeks, right, where we get a nice bullish candle, and then all of a sudden by the end of the week, we wick right back to the downside. So want to see how the rest of the week plays out, but so far so good, right? 200-week moving average off the 0.5 retracement with bullish divergence on the RSI. That still looks pretty freaking good on the S&P. But we obviously need to see continuation. The NASDAQ is the same point, right? NASDAQ up about 2.5% right now, but it was the same deal. The NASDAQ broke that 200. The question is, can the NASDAQ smash back above that 200-week moving average? That's the big question here. But it was the same thing, right? Bullish divergence, lower lows, higher lows on the RSI. Nice stuff. Can we see that move to the upside? I do think we will. I do think we will. It's taking a little bit longer for BTC, but I do think we will see that move for BTC coming up relatively shortly. What's going on, AJB? Good to see you, buddy. Now, here's what everyone will say. And guys, I want to show you guys this chart. And I haven't seen anyone talk about this. If someone else has talked about this, just let me know. But I haven't really seen anyone talk about this. And this is the Euro USD chart. And what I want to point out on this chart is you can see where it's coming up to right now. And just to do a quick little back test of what I'm talking about here is basically Euro USD since about 2004 has held this support trend line where when it hits the support trend line, it tends to come back up to the top of the range. You guys can see the Euro USD is right at that bottom of that range right now. And here's what I want to point out. So you guys can see it's at the bottom of the range. The big thing I want to point out here is obviously with the DXY going up, stocks and Bitcoin aren't, quite frankly, that they're not going to go up if the DXY keeps going up. So here's the deal. Euro USD, and I've seen this before, like on my own chart. I just never really brought it up, but you got this big downtrend of resistance on Euro USD. Look at this perfect downtrend of resistance. And if you actually go back to every single time that Euro USD hits this trend line, that's the top of every single Bitcoin rally, right? I'm not going to go back and show you guys all the times, but if you go back and look, right? October 4th. What day was October 4th? Let's go to the Bitcoin chart. October 4th was this candle right here, the top of the Bitcoin rally, right? Let's go look at a few more. This one right here, when Euro USD came back up. September 12th. What day was September 12th? Let's go back and look. September 12th was this candle right here for Bitcoin, okay? Let's do one more to show you guys my point. This one right here. June 27th. What was June 27th for Bitcoin? Let's go back and look. June 27th. Shit, man. Hold on. I think I skipped one here. No, sorry. 1, 2, 3. August 11th. August 11th is the one I was missing. So August 11th was right here on the wick, right? And that was the top of that move. Okay, so you guys can see that whenever Euro USD comes to this trend line, Bitcoin tends to get topped out on its move. And the question is, now that we're at support, will Euro USD break this to the upside for the first time in this bear market since February? it's been rejected, all the way down. And now we approach it. Could this be the time where this one actually breaks to the upside? And if it does, is that going to be the point where the DXY starts coming back down? All right, we'll find out. But I think this chart is very important to keep an eye on. We're going to keep an eye on this as we kind of await Bitcoin to finally have its move. But if this breaks out to the upside, that means DXY is going down, and that usually means that the stock market and Bitcoin are going to the upside. So we'll find out. If this does get rejected here, it's just a bunch of the same, right? Bitcoin's probably going to get rejected, come back down to the bottom of the range, and kind of do its thing. But it's really the same, right? Bitcoin really hasn't done shit here in the short term. 19,600, we're right at the this resistance line, and that's kind of the deal, man. Let's see. Mike, don't FUD the fart jars. No one likes fart jars, man. No one likes fart jars. I refuse to believe that there's any actual real person on this earth that likes fart jars. And I would continue to believe that is just a hoax to get people to go nuts. Okay? I cannot believe that anyone would buy a fart jar, willingly open it, and then literally sniff it like this. I refuse to believe. So if any of you guys actually buy fart jars, let me know, because I don't think that's actually true. Neil said, took a sick day. Neil, hope you feel better, buddy. Hope you feel better, man. Come on.
We're going to 100K.
We need you to go to 100K, Neil. Holy moly. I love that. Oh, Lord. What is this thing going on outside? Holy moly, man. Let's see. All right. What else we got? So, anyways, on the 4-hour chart, guys, we still got, right? So we're still at resistance. And like we always say with support, man, you got to respect resistance until it doesn't work. So Bitcoin's at resistance. And the issue is that we still have, and I can't get too excited about a move up. I want to at this current moment. I want to get pumped over Bitcoin having a big move to the upside. But I can't do it because you still got this big 4-hour vector candle with this giant wick back down here at the downside. So it makes me think, all right, I hate it, because even if we do break to the upside, are we just going to get rejected at 20,400 again just to come all the way back down, take that, right? And that's what I don't want to do. So if I'm going to be honest, I almost would rather come back and take that now and then come back up. But hey, we don't always get what we want. What's the song? You don't always get what you want, right? You don't always get what you want. So we'll see. I mean, this 200 EMA is being a little bit of annoying for Bitcoin at the moment. This is a big point. This is a big point. People might be saying, why are stocks going up and Bitcoin's not? Well, because Bitcoin's at literally its biggest point in the chart right now, in my opinion, other than support, right? Get support, resistance. This is the biggest point in Bitcoin's chart, in my opinion, for a long time. I do believe that. I do believe that, because something's got to give. We talked about a move has got to give. It's got to give. It's got to freaking give. I gave you guys my thought process on, I do believe the move's going to be to the upside. I gave you guys my thought process on that, but something's got to give by the end of October, guys. We got literally 12 days till the end of October. This says October 27th is the apex of this descending triangle that everyone and their mother is watching. October 27th is the apex. Something's got to give. I've gave you guys my thought process, okay, of why I do believe that we go to the upside. I've gave you guys my thought process. Is it 100%? Nothing's 100%. If I told you it was 100%, I'll be lying to you. But Bitcoin, sitting at previous all-time high. Bullish divergence on the weekly time frame, right? We go to every single thing that we used to look at in the past. Pi cycle bottom. We got the RSI oversold. We got the hash ribbons buy signal. All that stuff that's happened in the past, Bitcoin has already been bottomed, right? And, you know, we can look at a bunch of other stuff if we want to get super fancy and dancy, but something's gotta give, and I'm hoping that the stock market going up here can help Bitcoin come up. But man, Bitcoin's just being a little bit of a bitch. It is. Can we say how it is? Can we say how it is? Bitcoin's being a little bit of a bitch. And that's okay, right? That's okay. If Bitcoin wants to be a little bit of a bitch for a few more days, maybe 10 more days, that's okay. Well, let's let Bitcoin be a bitch. And we'll kind of go from there, you know? But right now, here's the deal, guys. Here's the deal. Let's come over to this chart right here. And I kind of forgot about this fractal. Hold up. No, this chart right here. This fractal. Okay, so obviously we know that the S&P 500 futures are holding the 200-week moving average. We've been talking about that. Now, we also looked at this fractal the other day, and I kind of forgot about it. Remember this fractal the other day? And we're like, we better hope this doesn't happen, man. This is basically the fractal from 2008. I really hope this doesn't happen, dude, because this would be brutal. But if you actually overlay it, it actually is projecting exactly what the S&P is doing right now, which is slightly interesting, right? It's very interesting how this is playing out almost exactly the same. Now, man, like, all right, so basically, if this was to continue to play out almost exactly the same, right? This is the 2008 bear market for the S&P. You would get this little move up, pretty much exactly where we are right now. And then that would start an absolute crater tack down to the downside. This would not be fun. But this is basically what happened in 2008. And yeah, this is something we'll keep an eye on, but I don't think this is going to happen. But it's very interesting how every move has been sort of mirrored almost exactly the same. No? Right? You got up, you got down, you got up a little bit, you got down, you got up a big amount, you got down. Now we're coming up a little bit. I hope it does it, but holy moly, man. That would be absolutely brutal. 1600. We're going to move that over here for now and act like we don't see it. All right, we're going to ignore this. But yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on that because that's definitely interesting. 10 more days? 10 more days of that, man. Holy majoli, dude. AJB said it would be funny if we pass the apex and just go sideways for another year. That would be max pain. I think that would be max pain, man. In my opinion, max pain, Bitcoin doesn't break to the upside or to the downside, and this just goes sideways. That would be absolute max pain. Because the bears want lower, the bulls want higher, right? All the 10K doomers down here, which are the new moon boys in my opinion, they're all sitting down here with their fishing nets. The bulls want to see some action, right? Max pain, you stay here for eternity. That would be absolutely be max pain. Like 100% would be max pain. All right. Let's see. I want to see it. AJB, you don't want to see it, man. You don't want to see that. I'm telling you. Everyone will quit crypto. Oh, facts. Maybe that's what happens. Everyone they like to make people quit crypto. People literally have the attention span of a monkey. Actually, monkeys I think have pretty good attention spans. People have the attention spans nowadays of, I don't know, 2-year-olds because of TikTok and shit. So, yeah, I think everyone would leave if that was the case. They would. Max Payne was a great game. Mike said his fractals don't work, thank God. No fractal has ever worked out in history. Why? Because every fractal is going to get broken at some point. No price action has ever been exactly the same. And that's what's good. Thank God. We won't see that. Knock on wood. Knock on wood, guys. Knock on wood. If everyone's got wood, make sure you knock on it, man. Make sure you knock on it. Bitcoin, dude. Bitcoin right now just kind of holding the range still. Holding the range. Stocks looks like they are for the moment. Let's zoom in a little bit on this. Let's zoom in a little bit. Looks like they're getting a little bit of weakness here at this current level, at the current moment. And let's look at the DXY here. DXY pretty much just going sideways so far for the day. It's only been a little bit, so it hasn't been that long. we need some more time to rethink things here. Anyways, as always, what we can talk about, man, is like, you know, kind of where we're at, and you know, continue to just look at the market and whatever it's at. Like, there's two ways you can look at the market. We talked about this yesterday. We've been talking about this for freaking like months now, right? There's two ways you can look at the market. You can either think that the top was in November and you still got one more drop, right? That's going to happen in the next month. Or you can look at it that the top was in May, right, of last year. The actual top was in May, and the bottom might be already in, and you're not going down as far because you didn't go up as high in the bull market last time, right? So you can look at the market both ways. I'm gonna remain relatively not moonboyish and keep it like this until proven otherwise. But I mean, everything remains the same. This is accumulation zone in my opinion, and we're going to continue to look at it as that way because that's what I think it is. It's a long-term game. People like to think of crypto as sort of a get-rich-quick, but it's really not. You have to have a lot of patience, especially during the in-between phases of a bear market and a bull market. That like 2-year in-between is usually very boring and very grueling, and it gets your hopes up, and then it kills them again, and then you guys know how it is. If you've been around, I don't know. If you were in the last bear market, you know exactly how it is. You get your hopes up a little bit, it kills it. Hopes up a little bit, it kills it, until it doesn't at some point, And by the time it doesn't, you don't even believe that it's real, Last bull market, I was like, dude, there's no way Bitcoin's not going to 20K anytime soon. Bitcoin goes to 20K, from 14 to 20K in like 2 weeks. It is what it is. Let me see what you guys are saying in here. Fractal jars. Hey, fractal jars are the way it's going, man. Are definitely the way it's going. Now, listen, like we talked about a shitload of stuff yesterday. We could talk about some other stuff. Like, I'm not gonna look at the same things we always do, but we can look at some other stuff we haven't normally talked about, right? While we wait for Bitcoin to make a move, which sometimes that could take an awful long time, man. Holy moly. We can look at, this is the 50. So this is basically another way to look at the bull market support band. So this is the 50 SMA and the 52 EMA. So basically a little bit further down the line. What I like about this one right here is I like the similarities of all the bear markets. And as far as basically them breaking the 50 week and then coming back up and retesting it, I actually like this a lot, right? The reason why I like this is every bear market, if you look at every bear market, and the way you got to look at this is this second high here wasn't supposed to go that high. I said that a long time ago, and I think this was actually supposed to be the peak of this move, and this was probably supposed to be the bull market, bear market, but obviously money printing, money printer go burr, push that up, man. But it's the same type of deal, right? Every sort of bear market into bull market into bear market, you've tested the 50, you came below it, you retested again resistance, and you continue down, right? You tested the 50, retested as resistance, you continue down, and this right here, you test the 50, right? You retest it as resistance, and you continue down. I like the structure of all those, right? The money printer go burr made us go higher, man. I swear. It did. But you get the point of the similarities for that. And also how far, I mean, there's so many things you can look at, man. Like, people look at the 20 EMA, the 50 EMA, the 200 MA. They're all moving averages at the end of the day, right? And the biggest thing what people will say is, but Jordan, we only dropped 75% down this time. That's great, but I think we only dropped 75% because Bitcoin didn't go as high as it did that everyone was expecting it to in the bull market, right? So you don't have to necessarily drop as far down. I think that's the most misconception in this market at the moment is Bitcoin has to drop 85% because it always has in the past. No. Why? Because if you looked at every model to say where Bitcoin was going in the bull market, almost every model had Bitcoin going higher, right? Obviously, hindsight's 2020. It comes up to 60. Hindsight's 2020. No pun intended. 2020 was the start of the bull market, man. Obviously, hindsight's 2020. He topped out at 69K. Okay, it's a meme. 69,420. Let's freaking go. Let's get it. But I think that's the most misconception. Now, if we look at it from some other spots, like how far it dumped from the 50, this dumped about 63% from the 50-week moving average. This one dumped, 63% from the 53 moving average. And this one dumped 63% from the 50 moving average after you retested. So there's a lot of similarities that it comes to that. Let's look at the Gaussian channel. Gaussian channel is also a fun one too, right? How far did Bitcoin really, when this flipped red? So the Gaussian channel I like is a cool indicator. When this flipped red, right, which basically when the curvature starts to come back down in every bear market, that's when you had that kind of last capitulation, right? Right here, flipped red on the weekly, that was the last capitulation. Right here, flipped red on the weekly, that was the last capitulation. Flipped red on the weekly right there, that was the last capitulation, right? On every single one. How far did it drop? Let's see. This dropped 53%. This dropped, let's see, 42%. And this dropped 49%. So you're kind of just sitting, I guess, in the same relative area, you know? There's so many things that we can look at. I think that what's getting everyone caught up, right? What's getting everyone caught up is, you know, sort of it has to drop 85%. And I think that's a dumb way to look at it. Just because the top was not the same, man. It wasn't. What else do we got? Bull market support band. Let's look at the bull market support band. So obviously, for us to continue up, a common thing people look at is, all right, we got to get back above the 20-week moving average, right? And sort of where that comes back down and meets the 200-week moving average, right? Let's look at this real quick. I'm getting deep and dirty in here, man. I'm just going to look at a bunch of shit because I feel like it, you know? Let's see. The 200 moving average. Why is this not popping up, man? Oh, there we go. So basically, as the 20-week moving average comes to the 200-week moving average, you can see it as it almost touches in both bear markets. That's when Bitcoin starts to go on a rally. And this is why I think right now, we'll look at the Madrid ribbons too, man. We'll look at the Madrid ribbons. I think right now, because these are literally overlapping each other at this point, and we talked about, okay, cool, right? The 200-week moving average is probably a little bit higher this time because you kind of consolidated the highs for so long, which caused us to go up faster. This would be a perfect time for a rally, in my personal opinion. Will it happen? I don't freaking know. But this is when you've had a rally in the past, when that 20-week comes close to the 200-week. Right here. That's been the time where you've gotten a little bit of a move up. Now, this is all chart stuff. I get it. Economores will say, but the economy. We're just looking at the charts, man. All right, get off my ass. All right, holy shit. You guys love to get off my ass about that. But, yeah, so you got that. The Madrid ribbon. I know you guys love the Madrid ribbon. Let's look at the Madrid ribbon. Wayne, what's going on? BTC will be over 100K by the end of 2023 if the annual double pattern continues. By the end of 2023. Wayne. I called Wayne Clint. Wayne. If we're going to look at that, okay, you know my opinion. I think Bitcoin tops out at 80K in the next bull market. Now, this is based off of diminishing returns. This is based off of people always. This is probably based off of crypto becoming big and the hype being huge next time. Which again, the market makers will do some type of distribution pattern on the retail because it's easy to trick retail into FOMOing at the highs while they take in profits. Which is what I and a lot of you guys will be doing next time, which is selling on the way up and not being a moon boy. And I think more people are smart now. More people in this space are smart. FIFA Inu, Stewart.
Nope.
FIFA Inu. Hell no, bro. We're not looking at FIFA Inu, bro. Stewart. Appreciate the super chat, man, but there's not a chance in there's not a chance in hell that we're looking at that. True, Wayne, true. Opinion is not fact. That's why we all have opinions on this earth, right? That is absolutely true. I could be wrong, and I would be okay with being wrong. If Bitcoin wants to go to 200K in 2024, 2025, bring it on, baby. I'll be a very happy man. But I'm going to stay relatively. I think it's better to be slightly pessimistic in a bull market, and be a little bit more opportunistic in a bear market. All right, I think that's people get the opposite. They get super optimistic in a bull market and super pessimistic in a bear market, and that's where you make mistakes. All right, so anyways, Madrid ribbon. Madrid ribbon. What do we got? So, what do we got going on? The Madrid ribbon. Well, if you look at what's going on with the Madrid ribbon, you can see that this one is an interesting indicator. Why? Because I'm looking for that flip over. You see this? How the Madrid ribbon has almost fully flipped. And then, listen, man, I know you guys love this one. But we're just looking at a bunch of indicators, what happened in the past, and just trying to have fun. Because that's what you can do right now. We're waiting for Bitcoin to break out or get rejected. There ain't much going on. So let's look at some indicators. Madrid ribbon has gotten that full flip bearish. See this? You've gotten that flip right there. It's fully flipped at this point. If we go back and look at the times in the past where the Madrid ribbon has been fully flipped, right? Let's go look. Let's go look at it. So right here, Madrid ribbon, fully flipped right here. And what did that mean? Well, that means that the bottom was already in. At that point, Bitcoin already started to come up. And this is where that starts to get a little bit different, right? This is where it starts to get a little bit different is Bitcoin was already moving up at this point. And Bitcoin right now is still sitting at the lows, which is cool, right? I mean, it doesn't have to do necessarily the same thing. But you got that full flip. Bitcoin bottom is in. And obviously, we start a little rally after that. Do I think something like this is going to happen? Absolutely not. This is a little bit too optimistic in my opinion, but would be surprised if we start coming up a little bit. And over here, we got that full Madrid ribbon flip right about here. Once again, bottom is already in, right? Everyone was probably super bearish down here. Oh my God, we're going to $100, which is the new 10K. And yeah, Bitcoin bottom was already in. Didn't seem like it at the time, right? You had one more actually big capitulation down to the lows, and then everything was all good, right? Which I mean, right now you could argue we're pretty much already at the lows. Like, what's the difference between 19K and 17.5? That's like butter. That could happen in one day, you know. So there we are, right? The Madrid ribbon. We love the Madrid ribbon, man. We love the Madrid ribbon. We love it. What's going on, Dan? Let me see you guys are saying in here. I'm just reading what the chart says. Oh, Wayne, you're totally right, man. Listen, Wayne. Do I believe in crypto? Yes. Okay. But the simple fact to me is Bitcoin in this past bull to bull only went up 3x from the highs. I say only, that's still pretty good, but you went from 20K basically to, we'll call it 65. Let's just call it a 3x to round it, okay? Now, could Bitcoin go to 200K? Yeah, but that would kind of be throwing off the pattern here. Does it have to follow the pattern? No. Okay, but to me, the pattern would be, okay, we're here at sort of 66K, you know, yeah, I mean, it's all subjective. It's all subjective. My thing is this: by next bull market, by the time Bitcoin hits 80K, probably half my portfolio will be sold. At least at that point, at least, if not more, by that point. I'll always keep some in. I'm never gonna freaking sell the whole thing just in case there is this massive moonshot. But my point is, I think it's better to stay relatively cautious in a bull market and opportunistic in a bear market. People do the opposite, man. People FUD themselves out there in a bear market and people FOMO in during a bull market. Let's see. Just stay vigilant. Exactly, Neil. You know what it is. You know what it is, man. Getting shitted on at work? That's not good. All right, Bitcoin's sort of just chilling, guys. I mean, it keeps going up and down. Really not much going on here. It's at its biggest resistance, right? And as much as I want to see this breakout at the moment, kind of like we said, I think it would almost be better for it to come back down to the lows first, take this wick, and then come back up, so we don't have to worry about this stupid thing down here, right? And we can sort of continue up. What the heck is going on? I don't know. We got an earthquake. The desk is falling again. No, I'm just kidding. The desk is not falling, guys. I still can't believe the desk fell in the middle of the stream the other day. That was literally the greatest thing ever. But no, it's one of those things that Bitcoin's at its biggest resistance. Just like when it's at support, you got to respect it, right? We look for bounces on support. We don't get bearish at support. But when we do get a little bit bearish is we get bearish a little bit at resistance, right? So Bitcoin's sitting right at resistance. We got to respect it, right? As much as I don't want to, as much as I want to go to the moon, I want to be a moon boy, I want to put the green pickle on, I will only do it after we break. I will not do it before we break. And I will respect the resistance as long as it's there. Because it is there. It is there.
Computer.
Huh?
To your computer.
Oh no, it sounds like it's coming from the floor. From down below. I own 4% of the world's crypto, Neil. Neil, can you pump up crypto then? Like shit. 4% of the supply. Holy moly, man. Let's see. Just stay vigilant. Just stay vigilant, my man. I will just sell at the top in the next bull market. Nice, dude. You do exactly that. You keep all your crypto in until the exact top. What could go wrong? Absolutely nothing could go wrong with that plan, you know? Let's see. Drew went all cautious on us. Brandon said, been watching that long. It's what I see. Brandon said, damn, Jordan, seems like your crypto game has improved immensely in the last 2 years. Yeah, I mean, it's not, you can't take things in absolutes. That's it. That's it, man. That's it. You be patient and you sort of wait it out. You look at everything that's happened in the past. You take it for what it is. We've said right now, the sentiment is more bearish than I've ever seen in my life. I say that actually truthfully. I've never seen the sentiment as far as any market be more bearish than I do right now. I've never seen it. I've never seen it. And what's funny is when things are okay, what's the common, okay? What's the common saying that's passed around, right? What's the common saying? Here's the common saying, man. The common saying is you buy when there's blood in the streets and there's tears in the streets. But all of a sudden, when the blood in the streets and the tears in the streets start to come on, it's crickets, right? But that's the saying passed around during a bull market. You buy when there's blood in the streets. You buy when there's blood in the streets. But when there's actually blood in the streets, which, like, right now, people are going nuts with these markets right now, right? But now it's crickets. And that's why I'm just looking at stuff that happens in the past. I sound crazy right now, and maybe I will sound crazy in a few months. Maybe Bitcoin, you 10K doomers get your 10K Bitcoin, and you guys can ride off into the sunset as you buy your whole stack at 10K, which you won't because you'll flood yourselves out there too. And you guys can run off to the sunset, and you guys can follow through the tulips and the rainbows and sunshines. All right? But I'm going to look at what's happened in the past. I'm going to look at the Pi cycle bottom. I'm going to look at the RSI being oversold in the weekly, which meant Bitcoin was bottomed out. I'm going to look at the hash ribbons buy signal, which has always been a good buy in Bitcoin's history. I'm going to look at the 200-week moving average, which we already broke, which has always been a good buy in Bitcoin's history. And we're going to go with that. And we're going to wait it out. We're going to wait it out. Now, this big move that we've been sort of talking about is going to happen. But just be prepared for another 2 weeks of sideways. It's going to happen. And it sucks that it's taken this long. But the further it goes along like this, the more annoying and just absolute carnage that it's going to create in one direction. Right? Look at the Bollinger Bands, man. Look at the Bollinger Bands on the daily. These things are tighter than... I don't know. I don't know what they're tighter than. But these things are tighter. Tighter. Right here. You know what I'm saying? It's evolved for sure. I'm going to go sit in Bali for a few months if we wait this long. Shep, go sit in Bali, man. That sounds awesome, dude. No, but look at the daily Bollinger Bands, man. I'm not even going to look at the BBWP. Look at this shit, man. When's the last time it was that tight? I can't even find it. I can't even find it on the charts. Like shit. I can't even find it. I can't. Hasn't been. And the weekly is the same thing. Look at the weekly, man. Look at the weekly starting to diverge like this. Woo! This thing's getting tight, man. The last time the weekly Bollinger Bands have been this tight. Look at this. These things have been more wide than Melissa after Jabba enters there. Okay? Like Jabba stretched this shit out. And now all of a sudden, look at this, man. Tight. The last time it was this tight, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, man. I'm not. It could be the opposite. This could mean that we dump to the downside, for all I know. But the last time they were this tight was September 2020, right? And that was obviously a massive move. I'm not calling for a freaking bull market, but I'm calling for a move. one way or the other. Something's got to give. Something's got to give. I mean, look at all the times I've been this tight. Boop. March 2019, big move, right? October 2018, boop. Obviously, we know what happened then. So let's watch. Let's watch, man. That's all I'm saying. 2 weeks. I can't wait 2 weeks. You gotta wait another 2 weeks, Dan. Another 2 weeks. Be prepared for it. It might not take 2 weeks, but be prepared for 2 weeks of sideways. You know, I'm mentally prepared for it. I hate this sideways action, but I am mentally prepared for another 2 weeks of sideways action. Like, huh? 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. October. No, it's November 1st is when the apex of this happens, which is 12 days. 12 days. It's tighter than Jabba's pants. Jabba's pants are actually pretty loose. He gets like XXXXXXXXXL. Holy moly. Pretty coil. It's exciting. The suspense is great. It is exciting, man. Because you know what it is? It's like the trolls say, when big move, when big move, when big move. And then when it happens, they get caught with their pants up their ass. Their pants up their ass. Their thumb up their ass. You know? Whoa, where did this come from? I wasn't expecting this. You know? Oh, Lord. What? Bitcoin's dropping at 10K? What? I never knew this was going to happen. Or Bitcoin starts going up. What? Bitcoin's going to 30K? What the hell? I wasn't prepared for this. Bitcoin was going sideways. The sideways action leads to the big moves. You know? Go back in history. Whenever Bitcoin's gone sideways for 4 months or more, a explosive move has come very shortly after. Sideways until Q1. I don't know about the Q1, man. Q1 my ass. All right? That's all I got to tell you. I don't know if that means anything wrong, but, you know, it is what it is. All right. Anything else I really want to touch on today? And there's not a lot of altcoins really doing much. I think most of them are down slightly today, with Bitcoin being, I guess, Bitcoin's flat. But a lot of altcoins are coming down a little bit, right? 2%, 3%, nothing crazy. But with Bitcoin being flat, there tends to be the narrative that's going to get rejected, which I totally get. I get the rejection here, and we're going to keep saying the same thing. Until we break out, there is nothing to even say on the short-term time frames, guys. You know, play the range. Short resistance, long support. You don't need any other TA. Short resistance, long support. That's it. That's it. You don't need market cipher. You don't need the stock RSI. You don't need this, that. You just look at the range you're in. And that's it. Right? That's it. You know, and that's why we're not really spending too much time on short-term time frames right now, because quite frankly, you just look at the chart and you say, okay, Bitcoin's at resistance, it's going to drop. And then when Bitcoin comes back down to support again, look, Bitcoin's at support. You're going to long. Oh, Bitcoin's coming back up to resistance. Oh, guess what? We're going to short. Oh, we're going to long. Oh, we're going to short. Oh, we're going to long. Until we get the break, there ain't nothing to talk about, man. Holy Lord. Lordy, lordy, lordy. But it has pretty dots. You could lose the pretty dots. You could use those if you want to. Some delicious stuff. Delicious coffee, by the way, guys. You know? Absolutely delicious. No, guys, I made the coffee this morning, and I made it very, very not strong. And Maya got kind of mad at me this morning because I made the coffee very, very not strong, and, you know, it tasted like dirty water, apparently. So, you know, I feel bad, and, you know, I guess I got to make better coffee next time, you know? I feel, and guess what? I had 3 coffees, and I'm so tired. You guys see my eyes? You see my eyes right now? I am so tired right now. I need to go to Dunkin' and just chug a large coffee from Dunkin', you know? Finally, I'll be able to buy 10K BTC. Let's see. Thanks, Brandon. Thanks, dude. Thanks for hanging out, Brandon. Appreciate you. I guess the last thing I want to talk about, guys, I guess that really the last thing we talked about a few times is, you know, just where the VIX is. And the VIX having the double top at the point where it's had the double top this whole bear market from December. Whenever the VIX comes up to this green box here at around 35 and it forms a double top, Bitcoin also has a short-term rally, right? I circled it and I put the lines where the VIX has topped out on a 35, okay? The VIX is basically the volatility of the S&P 500, okay? When the volatility starts calming down in the S&P, all right, Bitcoin does have a local bottom and does have a short-term rally. You guys can see what's happening over here. We hit the 35. We got a double top formation forming on the VIX. If history was to repeat, which you guys can see right here in the lines down below, this is the Bitcoin chart, this is the VIX. Whenever this double tops, Bitcoin has a short-term rally, right? So another reason why I think this resistance eventually going to break. It might not happen today, okay? It might not happen tomorrow. It might not happen this week. But I do think a move up is more probable first before a move down. All right, and that's where we're going to go with from here. And like we said earlier, the biggest thing for me is Euro USD breaking this trend line right here. This is it. If Euro USD can break this trend line, that's the point where probably the DXY. That's the point where the DXY is going to come down significantly, and stocks and Bitcoin are going to have a nice rally. But until we break this trend line. Right? This has been a Bitcoin local top. This has been a Bitcoin local top. This has. Go back in the charts. I seriously, go look at this. Go look at this trend line right here in the daily. Go look at every time Euro USD has topped out on this trend line. And what you'll notice is that is when Bitcoin's had a local top. It's awesome. It's awesome because you can kind of, based off this whole bear market, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. All this, and I wish I'd known this sooner, all this has called Bitcoin local tops. So you see where we're at right now. We're not quite there yet. But when we do come back up to this, is this time going to be different? And this is going to be the point where this breaks out and Bitcoin finally has a nice breakout? Or is this going to be just like every other time, where it's just rejection after rejection after rejection, all the way down, and we continue down lower? That's the question that we'll talk about. I guess, maybe tonight. Who knows? I don't. Right now, it looks like Bitcoin's gonna get rejected here again, but it could just be a retrace. It could just be a retrace to the 50 moving average, to the 200 moving average before a continuation up. You got these little vector candles here on the hourly. Is Bitcoin going to come back down to this level here, right around 19.4, and look for that little short-term bounce to then come back up? We'll find out. We'll find out tonight. Anyways, guys, I'm going to call it a stream, my guys. All right. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll see you guys at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the next video. And hopefully Bitcoin does something. Hopefully, man. The NASDAQ and the S&P can continue up and Bitcoin finds a little bit of correlation with the stock market, which right now it's not really doing. It's not really doing today, at least. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It is what it is. Hopefully we find some correlation. All right? Dion, don't be nice in the chat, man. Be nice in the chat. Neil, later, buddy. Appreciate you coming and hanging out, dude. Appreciate you. All right? Breather became a member, too. Appreciate you coming a member, Breather. Love the name, by the way. Hopefully you're not a mouth breather. Hopefully you're a nose breather. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, we're not looking at FIFA Inu. And, catch you guys later. Actually, Bitcoin's getting a little bit of move down. Hold up real quick. Just kidding. Hold up. Bitcoin's dumping. Hold up, guys. Hold up. Let's see. Right when it does this every single time. I try to get off and Bitcoin does something. The whole stream, it doesn't do anything. It's like, dude. All right, so you got the 0.5 retracement from low to high on this move. You got the 0.5 retracement at the 200 EMA at 19,340. So that's where I look for a bounce. If Bitcoin doesn't hold this 19,340 right here and comes low of this 19,340, that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin probably to come and try to come back for these lows again, back down towards like the high 18Ks, right? So watch this level right here. 19,340 is where I'd want to see a bounce. The 200 EMA, the 0.5 retracement, these yellow vector candles on the hourly time frame. If that doesn't hold, whoop. We're coming back down to Goblin Town again. Support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance. I feel like it's a roller coaster at this point, man. It's a damn roller coaster. Lord, bro. All right, guys. I'm out. See you guys later. We'll see where we end up later. All right? Adios, my friends. Peace.